All right, peace and welcome, family. Listen, before these habits, I was guarded, tired, and disconnected. Now I wake up magnetic, more energetic in my feminine flow. And we're going to dive into those things today. We're going to talk about what are the things that women can do to start activating their softness and their feminine magnetism. What are those habits? What are those practices? Because so many women are walking through life in survival mode, um, in control mode, walls up, carrying stress, and what we're really craving is softness. Okay? What we're really craving is softness, it's peace, it's warmth, it's love. Okay? But when we've been raised in hardness, or when we've been taught that hardness is the way that we attract or that we manifest or we create, or hardness is the way that we keep ourselves safe, it can be difficult. So that's what we're going to be dealing with today. What are the habits? What are the works? What are the daily things that we must do as ladies, that you must do in order to start inviting more softness in? Hey, Jenny girl. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope y'all were able to hear me, okay? I totally just had the microphone like way over there and like, you know, but welcome back, everybody. Listen. All right. So here's the truth. Softness is a superpower. Okay. Softness is really a superpower. Um, it's the thing that allows us to transform, to align, and to manifest. Okay. And so if you've ever felt burnt out, if you've ever felt guarded, if you've ever felt like you've had to do everything on your own, the work that we're about to be dealing with today is for you. Okay. So here's the first shift that I had to make. The first shift that I had to make that really aligned me with more softness is I had to focus and prioritize my spiritual wellness. Okay. Before I keep going, y'all, I made a PowerPoint, a presentation to help keep me on track. Let me see if it is downloaded, right? Because why not have the support? I want the support, okay? So that your girl can stay focused. But that's point number one. Habit number one is that you have to tend to your spirit as a woman. You cannot have softness without tending to that divine, sacred part of yourself. Okay? Your spirit is the start of everything. And so many women have the aesthetic of softness, right? They may have the car, the family, the love, but if they don't have a spiritual practice, if they don't have peace within them, is that life soft, right? Because we're talking about um, issues between husband and wife. You may feel like your kids are going crazy. You may feel unsatisfied at your job or in your business, right? You may have a toxic relationship with your family. Things like this don't lend to a soft life. Okay. So we have to tend to our spirits so that we can actually enjoy the possessions that we have here on this planet Earth. Right? Make sense? That's number one. Let me see if I can get this file uploaded so that I can just flow. Let me know in the comments how y'all are doing. Listen, ladies, I want to tell y'all something so funny. A brother actually told me that he has been listening to the Soft Life builds. He says he's been tapping into it, y'all. Ladies, that is no coincidence, okay? The men are seeking to understand what this energy is because so many men actually want to be able to show up, right? So many men actually want to be able to uh, provide a level of softness for their woman. And so men are listening to the videos. You might want to share this with your partner, right? You might want to share this information with your partner. Okay, y'all, for some reason, I cannot find the PowerPoint. And yeah, that's kind of crazy that I can't find it. Like, I saw that it downloaded, but it's like I don't know where it downloaded at, which is weird. So I don't know. So here's the thing. When I decided to meditate consistently every day, oh my goodness, the magic that came into my life that allowed me to really soften and feel free, absolutely amazing. So when I had graduated from college, I had went through this depression, right? Because when you transition into a new stage of life, you know, it can be kind of challenging because you develop an identity surrounding a specific thing. And when that identity shifts or when that identity changes, you're like, well, who is this? You're like, well, what am I supposed to be doing and being now? And so that lack of identity can cause some internal strife and depression. And that's what happened to me. Has that ever happened to y'all? Like maybe when you became a mother, that identity kind of crisis happened, or maybe when your children left home, that identity crisis happens. Maybe when you lose a family member or a parent, that identity shift happens because you just are feeling disconnected from yourself. You're trying to understand, who is this new person? And so that was me when I had graduated from college. And so I was experiencing negative thoughts. I knew I wasn't my best self. I knew I wasn't who I was called to be, right? And so I ended up, it was so funny because Spirit had me eat my words too. Spirit had me eat my words. I'm going to tell you what I mean. My senior year or my junior year in college, my coach is being a little bit of a, bitch, because she's going through things that women go through, right? She's in her 30s. She's single. She wants to find a partner, but is struggling to do that. Overweight. I mean, she was just not taking care of herself. And so the best thing, or the best people to kind of project that frustration onto, are the girls that you're coaching. These young girls who still have their bodies and their vibrancy and their athleticism, and they're attractive. So we're coaching, we're having this team meeting because we're having drama on the team between the coaches and the girls, which should never have happened. And my coach tells me, y'all don't even know y'all selves. She says something like that. And I'm like, I think I know myself pretty well. This is what I tell her, right? I tell her, I think I know myself pretty well. And a year later, it was revealed to me I didn't know shit about myself, okay? Anyway, so Spirit had me eat those words and go through somewhat of an identity crisis. And so in order to get out of that, you know me, I like to research, right? I like to study and find the best things. And so I was on YouTube and I was like, how to get out of negative thinking. And meditation came up, right? And so I always was spiritual. I always was intuitive, always had gifts. I always could read energy. That was always me. But it was untrained. It was untapped. It was kind of spontaneous. And so when I started meditating, Spirit started revealing to me there's so much more than what meets the eye. So I had dedicated myself to meditating. A year straight, meditation every day, right? And so as I did that, the world started just opening up to me. Okay. One of the biggest things that happened at that time is Dream and I got reconnected, right? I was doing my work, and some way, somehow, we ended up just talking with each other or chatting or being like, okay, let's meet up, let's connect. And then when we got connected, we were like inseparable. And a certain level of softness was awakened in me because before him, I had never really felt safe, right? With men or with partners or people that I was dating. Like, I felt safe on certain levels, right? But with Dream, I felt like the ultimate depth of safety and power and like, whoa, transformation. And I have no doubt in my mind that the only reason why that manifested was because I had made a habit of meditating and praying every day. Now, mind you, I did that because I was in a depressed state and I was just like, I need to discover myself. And through that meditation, I discovered so much about myself. You know, this is when I stopped living my life through the lens of like religiosity and started understanding the power of my mind and healing and just work. So, one of the habits or the codes of being a soft woman is you have to tend to your spirit. You have to prioritize your internal self. Because it is from this internal space that we create and that we have our experiences. And so if you are unwell spiritually, what do you think is going to be reflected externally? You could have all the things, you could have all the physical things, but because you are internally unwell, you cannot see the blessings in your life. You can't see the blessings in your life because where you are internally, right? So soft women, the women who learn to stay soft throughout their lifetime, they do so because they nurture and nourish themselves spiritually first. I've seen it time and time again, over and over and over again, right? I've been talking about this for the longest. I've been talking about surrender for the last week or so on all of my platforms. Hopefully, y'all have been catching the shorts that I've been dropping and even like the reels on Instagram or whatever, talking about surrender. But not even that. I have some other little live streams that I've sprinkled in there, just talking about the revelations that Spirit has just been giving me. And one of the biggest things right now is surrender. Surrender is a form of spiritual practice and spiritual discipline, right? And so as women, we have to practice this. We have to live this so that we stay soft, transformational, moldable, right? So that we keep expanding, right? That's number one. Y'all put in the comments number one. I had a whole, okay, D-Ray, you can do this. You can integrate and you can show the technology. Like, I can find it. I can see it. Like, it's not that difficult. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm coaching myself. This is called self-coaching, okay? I did the work for this presentation because I really wanted y'all to be able to see the stuff. I did the work. I want to share it. I want to share it. And then it just supports my movement, okay? Ooh, let's share it like that. Thank you, Spirit. I have such good stuff for y'all. Like, we cannot play about it. All right. So if y'all don't know, if you don't know, today is the official day that you all are able to join the Softness Embodied Course. Listen, it is pinned up to the top of the comments, okay? Softness is embodied is really about leaving hardness and entering into your radiance, right? Your peace, your wholeness, your flow. This is what Softness Embodied is all about. Now, it ain't no coincidence that my mother is calling me right now. I'm on a live stream teaching. I'm going to have to call you back, girl. Love you though. Bye-bye. I'm telling you all, the work that I do is not just for me, it is for my mother, my grandmother, my daughters. Like, it seems like every time when I'm teaching a class like this, my mother calls. Now, my mother and I do talk kind of around the same time every day, between 9, 10 o'clock. We talk around the same time every day. So it's not no like uncommon thing, but I feel like every time I'm in these like amplified states of teaching and offering, right? It always comes through. She always comes through like that. So it's finally time for you ladies to join. We're going to keep talking about it all throughout the day. The link is pinned to the top. Or is it? It's probably not pinned because you got to go in and pin it. But the comment is there. If you look through the comments, you will see it. We're going to talk more about it here today. So don't worry. Y'all can see my screen though. You can see what I created, right? You can see what I created. I wanted to give you all the visual because, yeah, that's what you got to do. Okay. Now the message has been pinned and people can all see it and you can join whenever you are ready. All right, let's keep going. So, 5 habits. I already told y'all number 1, and still put this number 1 in there for the people that come in and we've moved on. The first habit is sacred spirit. It's understanding that you are sacred, that you are divine, and being intentional about that. That is a code. That is a habit. I put the word habit because I want you to understand that these are things that you must do daily. You must do these things daily. You don't skip out on a single day of embodying these habits. These are habits, but these are also spiritual codes. What do I mean by that? When I say these are spiritual codes, these are tools that you use for any and every area of your life. It's a code as a woman to tend to your spirit. You know, so here's an example. If you got things going, let's say you're having trouble at your job, right? Like there's a little bit of friction. Or let's say you're being challenged in your business. You know you need to expand. You need to do more work. You need to change and transform how you are showing up in business, right? Or at work. And so you know this, and you know that there's something that needs to be changed. When that feeling comes up, a code that you have is, I need to address this spiritually. So what does that look like? That means that you start to meditate on that thing that you're dealing with. That means that you start to pray about that thing that you're dealing with. That means that you start to do fast regarding that thing that you're dealing with. So you understand this is a code, meaning this is something that I go to in times of need or in times of manifestation and intentionality, but this is also a way of life. This is just who I am, right? So that's number 1. Number 1 is you have to tend to your sacred spirit, okay? Now, once you've tended to your sacred spirit, the second thing, I'm saying second, but holding up a 3, okay? See, ladies, you got to be willing to look crazy sometimes, okay? You got to be willing to like make mistakes, be silly, like what's going on here? Okay. After you tend to your spirit, the second code and the second habit that you as a soft woman must embody and integrate is a sacred, a sensual, and sustainable level of self-care. Your self-care, what we're talking about is the physical version, right? Because we got the sacred spirit. That's the meditation, the prayer. That is your soul self-care. That is you taking care of the spirit. That is your maintenance. That is you tending to your energetic body. The second one is you tending to the physical body. It got to be sensual, meaning when you're taking care of your physical body, it feels good. Why? Because a soft woman understands her body is a temple. And so she treats it with love. She honors it. A soft woman understands that this body has to carry her. It has to carry her for decades and decades. This body has to carry her children. This body has to provide pleasure for her husband. This body has to sustain all of her. And so a soft woman doesn't play about that, right? She's not eating whatever the hell she wants to eat. She has boundaries with herself about what she puts in her mouth. Listen, she understands that movement is important. As a soft woman, you have to know that your body is important. Your body says something about you. It says how you feel about yourself. And this is not saying that everybody is going to be like this, because I am not, right? Even though I used to be a little skinny mini, right? Real slim, right? Now I'm a woman, right? I'm a woman, perfectly imperfect, right? But at the same time, I know that I can be better. And so I just want you ladies to know and understand, this is not telling you, first of all, I should be scrolling to the second one because that's what we're on, right? This is not me telling you that you have to be a Slim Jim, right? This is not me telling you that you have to be have the lowest, what do they call it, BMI, body fat percentage, whatever. This is me telling you to be your best, to just be intentional about your wellness. And whatever that results in, beautiful, right? I work out, physically work out 3 times a week, go for walks twice a week. That's it. I'll play some volleyball here and there when I'm coaching the girls, but my workout regimen is very, it's not straining or strenuous. It feels good, right? Your wellness as a soft woman is so important because, like, for me, a few years ago, I'm gonna say, because I've been kind of really working at it and being consistent for like the last 2 years, right? But a few years ago, me and the kids go outside, they want to run around. I didn't want to run around. I didn't want to chase them. Dream either. Me and Dream used to be sitting, relaxing. No, y'all play with yourselves, right? And then we were just like, no, like, we got to chase those kids, right? We got to run after them. We got to be able to exercise with them, play with them, do the things. And so I was like, no, I got to get serious about my physical body and making sure that I'm doing the things that yields to me having great energy, right? So your girls start working out. Now I can play multiple rounds of hide and seek, right? Now, but not only that, ladies, that physical body and that health is so important for intimacy with your partner, right? You don't want to be tired and winded, ladies, and not being able to contribute, right? That's another thing for me. I'm like, D-Ray, you got to get up, girl. Come on. All right. On a more serious note, I had a one-on-one client who always was just a heavier woman, right? And when we started working together, she was just like, she was kind of just tired of carrying the weight and everything that came with that, right? The mental, emotional load that came with carrying the heavy weight, right? The not feeling her best, not feeling like she could wear what she wanted to wear. And so what she ended up doing was getting that surgery called the gastric sleeve. And after she got that, she ended up losing, all of the extra weight because now she's eating less and exercising and all of that. Do you know, a little while after that, she ended up getting married and engaged. And then after getting engaged, she ended up having her first child. And her husband actually now just bought a new house a few months ago. And so when we take care of our health, one, we have more energy, more vitality. Two, we look better. We're more attractive. We're more magnetic. We're able to draw more things in. And it's not about the specific frame that you are in or your body type. It's about the level of vibrancy that you're able to exude through your body and through your energy and how you wear your divine energy, right? So taking care of ourselves, managing, not just managing our health, but striving for exceptional health. It makes you more attractive. It makes you more magnetic. It makes you more disciplined, which lends to more softness holistically. Okay. Let me see what we're talking about in the comments. Ooh, the meditation is key to unlocking so much. Absolutely. You're glowing and it looks so beautiful on you. Thank you so much, sis. So thank you, Chef Curbs, my birthday twin, my October babies. First of all, happy October, y'all. We are officially in October. That makes me so happy. Okay. So yes, number two habit or code of a soft woman is sensual and sustainable self-care. You want it to be sustainable. You want to find that thing that you can do consistently, right? You don't want to put too much weight on yourself, too much stress on yourself, and then when it's time for you to keep going, when you're not feeling motivated, like, what are you going to do, right? So you want to make sure you make it sustainable, but also sexy and enjoyable. Number three. Let's look at number three. Number three is a sacred signature style. Okay, let me put the numbers in here. Sacred signature style. Okay, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what type of spiritual girly are you, okay? Because I think that so many women, especially women that like come into like spirituality and things like that, they feel like they have to look a certain way or carry themselves a certain way, okay? You know, gotta be wearing your cow shells or, you know, your head wraps and things like that, right? Here's what I want you ladies to know is that how you look, what you wear specifically, right, says a lot about your energy, right? And what you are embodying. Okay. And so what I want you ladies to know is that you don't have to be put into any box. And I feel like sometimes in life, this happens where you think, oh, because many women are raised like this, right? Think about women who are in the Islamic culture, right? They're raised to wear hijabs and things like that. Even though this is a beautiful practice, it's a spiritual practice, it's also become an indoctrination, right? Why? Because it says something, it communicates something, right? And so I think it's so important. And a habit of soft women is that they are intentional about what they put on. They put on things that make them feel good. It doesn't matter if you're going to the store, doesn't matter if you're going to work, it doesn't matter where you're going or what you're doing. You want yourself to look your best and be your best and shine. So once you got your spirit intact, once you're taking care of your physical body, now softness gets to shine through your presence. What do people see and feel when you enter the space? And I put the word signature for a reason. I put the word signature and I put the word sacred for a reason. I'm not going to give too many details about it because I want to talk more about it in the Softness Embodied Course, right? But you have to understand you have a unique expression of God. And it's not going to be the same as anybody else's. Okay? And as a soft woman, you are intentional about your aesthetic because you know you are here to embody a certain level of God. And so you ask the question, what aspect of God am I meant to reveal? Right? What is my unique expression of myself? You don't have to be just one way. Okay? I love that. And also understand this, true beauty is not just what you're wearing or appearances. That's so now we're layering it again, right? Because if your spirit is intact and you're feeling at whole and at peace and oneness with yourself, then that energy gets to radiate out. Understand? So this is when you walk in a room and people are staring, right? That's your energy, your softness speaking before you even open your mouth. But also, this is so important because what you are appearing as is giving a message, right? And so I had a client, this was one of the funniest things ever. We're doing one-on-one sessions with each other. And I noticed something about her. She always wear hair in a low ponytail. And I'm talking about real sleek, like this ponytail is knotted up, it's militant. And I'm like, why do you wear your hair in that military ponytail? I'm like, I used to play volleyball against a school called the Citadel in some part of South Carolina. I don't know why I'm forgetting the name. In a coast of South Carolina, the Citadel Military School, and all the women had their hair pulled back in low ponytails. And I never forgot that. That was their uniform. So when I saw her, I'm like, why do you wear your hair pulled back in this low ponytail like you're in the military? Are you going to war? Are you at battle? Right? And so she said, oh, my hair is just so curly. Sometimes it's just so much. The easiest thing for me to do is just to pull it back. And I had to tell her, this is making you hard. Right? You're not putting yourself in an attractive position as far as your appearance goes. You are repelling people. You want a potential partner, but you're pushing them away because he thinks you're about to go to war, energetically speaking. And so in our session, I had her take that ponytail out. She unraveled that ponytail. Why was her hair all the way down her back? Hair all the way down her back. I said, girl, do not wear another bun for the rest of your life. Do not. I said, make that appointment. Make that hair appointment. Go get that silk press, girl. And that is how you wear your hair. Discipline. Do you know we added that into her budget? Her monthly budget included a silk press so that she didn't have to feel, and not that she needed the silk press because her hair is naturally curly, right? But that's how she likes to wear her hair because it's easier maintenance for her. So I was like, girl, add that into the budget, baby. It was added into the budget. Okay. And so it was so funny because when she came back to our very next coaching session, she was like, girl, D-Ray, why wear my hair down to work? Mind you, she is a very, she's a very prosperous woman, right? She's very abundant in her work, right? She works for a huge Fortune 500 company, right? Huge. And she said, girl, everybody was coming up to me asking me if I needed help, and people were just talking to me more. And she was just like, the energy was different. She was like, people that never spoke to me are speaking to me and asking me questions or wanting my opinion and asking me if they can help me, all because she put her hair down. So never think that your appearance doesn't matter. It does. And when you show up looking your best, feeling your best, this radiance makes you magnetic to life. Okay? That's habit number 3. Have a sacred signature style. And like I said, we're going to talk more about your signature style. We're going to talk more about that in the Softness Embodied Course. Listen, if y'all don't know, the Softness Embodied Course is now open, okay? We're going to be taking you from hardness to softness. We're going to be embodying the energy. Do we understand? We're going to be feeling what that is. We're going to get into the frequency of it, right? I'm so excited because it's so sexy. I mean, it's so, when I tell you, ladies, you can activate this feeling right now, and that feeling creates for you and manifests for you and draws things into your life. Okay. It's ready. You can join when you're ready to join. The link is pinned. Let me see. I see Jenny just signed up right now. I know that's right, girl. Jenny, like, yeah, we in there. We in there. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. That was habit number 3. Let's get into habit number 4. Code number 4. Code number 4. Oh, this one is so good. Code number 4, habit number 4 is sacred connection. Sacred connection. Listen, this is something that I've been realizing about myself more and more and more, is that I have an ability to connect with people, right? And do so in an authentic way. So even, for example, I have this young lady that I work with who is she's, I think, like 20, 26 or something like that. She's a Black girl. She's fiery, she's spicy. And I just see her and I see so much light in her. I see so much beauty in her, but I also see how the world has hardened her. I've told y'all some stories. You know, sometimes she'll come in the gym, eyes low, just like, I don't want to really be here. Even yesterday, she was complaining. She just did this yesterday. One of the other coaches were doing a training or something, and her and this other coach are hard ass Black women. I'm trying to get them to soften up because they think everything has to be hard. And I don't know why they think that, right? So they're training one of my little players, and they're hitting the ball at her so hard, so aggressive. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Hitting the ball, hitting the ball, hitting the ball. And I had to tell them, y'all, this is not the military. You have to know your audience. These girls are not trying to go and play in college. They're just trying to be good for their 8th grade game tomorrow. And y'all are sitting up here banging them out like they're about to go be a D1 athlete. Y'all got to relax. But the reason why they show up like that is because they're hard as women. They've been trained to think that everything has to be this. So I'm talking to them yesterday, and I'm just like, and the reason why this is so important, right? Well, let me just say, so I'm talking to them yesterday, and I'm just telling them, know your audience. Who are you talking to? Everything doesn't have to be that. And it says a lot about how you all were raised, right? And so now you go back and you tell everybody that it has to be hard. And I had to tell them, sports wasn't hard for me. I didn't have nobody beating a ball down at me for me to show up. I had fun. I enjoyed it. And that's what made me the MVP of the conference. That's what did it. Soft women know how to have conversations like that. Conversations that really need to happen, but could be difficult, right? But not only do soft women know how to give in that way, in a way that is healing, transformational, and able to be received, soft women make a habit of being able to receive. Soft women make a habit of being able to be accountable and reflect on themselves and how they're showing up. Soft women are honest, graceful, accountable with herself, but also in her relationships. This is so important. Women that do not know how to have healthy relationships cannot experience softness. Because if it's always an argument when you go around your mom, if it's always a fight with your husband, if your kids keep getting on your nerves, if you feel like you always about to, get rid of a friend or something like that, you can't have softness, because biologically we need connection. And so if you can't foster connections, then there's a part of you that is hardened, or that doesn't believe in love, or fears connection and fears accountability. And that's a hard life to live, to not be able to be vulnerable and intimate with people, and allow people to be intimate with you and see you on the many levels of you, right? Soft women know how to foster sacred connections, right? The Modest Moore says, what is the date and time of the workshop? Ooh, let me show y'all something really quickly, even though we're not even done. We're not even done, but I'm going to show this to y'all right now, because I want you to go ahead and get in right now, because guess what? Spaces will be limited, right? Spaces will be limited, because I want to have a very, we're going to do a lot of live Q&A. We're going to do a lot of live Q&A, right? So we got to make sure that we have this space to be able to do that. Let me show you the screen real quick. Boom. Here it goes. We are going live October 11th. That's next Saturday. Woo, woo. That's next Saturday. Next Saturday, we are having class on October 11th from 1 to 4 p.m. 2 hours is going to be straight activations, straight healing, straight transformation and embodiment, right? And then the last hour, we're just having girl talk. We're just having, just a live Q&A, right? Holding each other accountable, affirming each other, validating each other, working with each other, okay? I'm keeping the price at $33 from now until the end of the weekend, right? $33 from now to the end of the weekend. Because it's my 33rd birthday. It's my 33rd birthday, right? And I'm going to double that, right? I'm going to double that to more life, to more living, okay? So it's October 11th. That's next Saturday. So it's coming up quick. So make sure you are there. Listen, the link is already pinned in the chat. If what we're even talking about today, right? If what we're talking about right now is resonating and you're like, okay, these are things that I need to do and embody and become, this class is for you, right? If you've been feeling burnt out, overwhelmed, or uninspired, see, that's one of the ones that women that women feel but don't talk about a lot. We'll talk about being burnt out and being tired from overworking. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about being overwhelmed by having too many things on our plates, mother, wife, whatever. But we don't talk about is being uninspired, not feeling that zeal or that zest or that excitement for life, not feeling that internal fire and passion. We don't talk about that. And that energy creates hardness, right? That energy creates a certain level of hardness, because you're like, what the hell am I living for? Right? And yes, you look at your kids and your husband or your family and you say, yeah, I'm so glad that I have them. I love them. But what about me? Right? I want to feel something deeper. And so, yeah, if you are just like, I'm trying to experience a deeper level, right? Maybe you've manifested a partner, right? Maybe you've manifested a good work-life, balance. But now you're just like, I want to embody that more. I want to feel more alive. I want to feel more of my sacredness. I want to be activated by being in the space with other spiritual women, right? Because that's a thing. That's a very big thing that happens in all of my spaces and places, is that we activate and turn on each other, right? There'll be something that I'll hear another woman say, or there may be something that I pick up from a woman energetically, and it unlocks a whole nother thing. Right? That's how this class even came into manifestation, right? So if you're ready for that, if you're ready for, what you've been seeing me do over the past few months or years, depending on how long you've been here. Days. Some of you are coming in here new, coming in hot. Welcome, and welcome the Modest More to the Softness Embodied Course. We gonna get it in. We gonna get it in. We gonna get it in. I am so excited. Listen, I don't come to play, but I come to play, right? A lot of games will be played in that. A lot of games will be played in that course, but the games will be played because love and laughter is also healing, right? Love and laughter is so necessary. Listen, this is not a course where we are about to be up in here, whatever, right? You may experience a vast amount of emotions, right? Because that's just what we do. But most importantly, you're going to come through with so much more clarity, so much more understanding, with guidance, with activation, and with support, with embodying it. Right? So, yeah, this work is not just about getting out of the struggle life. Right? This is about how do I create more ease, more flow, more love by cultivating softness within myself. We're going to be standing on the 4 pillars of softness. Let me come out of here. We're going to be standing on the 4 pillars of softness in the class. Pillar number 1, surrender. We're going even deeper into it, right? Pillar number 2, security, because we need that. Pillar number 3, God, why am I just had a brain fart. Surrender, security, sacredness. I'm missing one, but it's going to come back to my brain soon. Okay. But we're standing on that. We're standing on that, right? In order for us to really be able to embody softness at the level that we need to, which ultimately leads to us living the life that we desire to live, right? And softness doesn't mean that you won't have trials, tribulations, and spaces and places that you have to grow and expand. You absolutely will. That's a part of the process. But we get to make that process fun, right? We get to make it sexy. That's all I'm trying to do is make it sexy. What about you? What about you? You want to make it sexy, right? Because that's what it gets to be. It gets to be sexy, right? It gets to be provocative, which is why we're going into the next thing. The next thing that I think is so good. So let's do a quick little recap. Number 1, we have sacred spirit, right? That means you discipline yourself to tend to the spirit first and foremost. Okay, I put 2 S's on the sacred. Don't worry. Number 2, we have a sensual and sustainable self-care. Oh, that's so good. Sensual and sustainable. It feels good and you can maintain it. Need that, right? Need that. That's your physical movement. That's how you eat. Ooh, number 3. You need a sacred signature style. What is your energy going to read? What's your energy going to read? When people see you, what do they see? When people feel you, what do they feel? So good. So good. Number 4, sacred connection. I'm telling you, ladies, when you can learn to foster relationships, observe relationships for what they are, and adjust accordingly, infinite possibilities. Infinite possibilities. I literally have clients here who've healed their relationships with their parents and then manifested love. Right? I literally have clients who used their relationship with their husband to heal their relationship with their father. And so now they have, healthy connections and they're able to communicate and they're able to be in relationship. They're able to have healthy love, right? So got to work on fostering those connections, all right? Habit number 5, code number 5. This is so important. Let me backtrack to code number 4 real quick, sacred connections. Another reason why it's so important, ladies, I really want to stress this. I don't know why. Maybe some of you really need to be hearing this right now. Another reason why it's so important for you to foster sacred connections is because it is through your relationships with other people that you actually catapult your life, right? So, for example, when you come to the Softness Embodied Course, because you've decided to foster a relationship with me by going through the course, right? You're going to leave that class changed with a deeper level of understanding, right? With a deeper level of embodiment, right? You're changed for the good because you decided to cultivate something, right? Same thing with me when I invest in myself and go to specific teachers' classes and events and things like that. It is through your relationships that you activate something new. Like, for example, Jenny on here, right? Jenny, who is in the comments right now, I believe she's here. She got one-on-one coaching with me and just did a lot of stuff. We did a lot of work together. We still do a lot of work together, which is so beautiful. But I remember when we started working together, Jenny was like, yeah, I got this candle company or this fragrance company or this home line, right? This home line, let's call it a home line, not just a candle, right? Or just a fragrance line. And she was like, yeah, but I just don't be going out. I don't be doing it. I just don't. And in our conversation, we came to the conclusion that she was going to sign up and do a farmer's market immediately, like right now. Got to do it right now. No waiting. And so she did. And she has been on a run ever since. Life changed. How can she go back to not doing farmers markets? How can she go back to not being in these sacred spaces where she gets to do yoga and be around like-minded people and have a business and make money and connect and speak and teach? She can't go back. She's discovered a new aspect of herself through us being in connection. And that's not to say that she wouldn't have done it without me, because she probably would have, right? It probably would have been somebody else on another timeline somewhere else. The point that I'm making is that that's a level of softness for her that really plays into habit or code number 5, which is sacred service, right? Soft women know and understand that they are in sacred service. They're not here just to fulfill their own wants, needs, and desires. They're here to do something and add value. And so on a daily basis, on a continuous basis, we look for opportunities to add value. That is what soft women do, right? This gives us vigor and vitality and like a vibrancy and a reason for living. A reason for living that is beyond just ourselves, you know? So you foster your relationships because they awaken you to something else. That something else that it awakens you to is your service, right? The other day when I went live, I said, we're gonna shift from purpose, right? Because I think purpose is getting a lot of people, a lot of women. The word purpose is getting a lot of women, making a lot of women hard, right? So once you've tended to your spirit, your body, your appearances, your relationships, finally, you get to channel your softness in divine direction, right? All of the work that you've done to become the woman that you are today, you get to channel that and use that. A soft woman doesn't just float through life. La, 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 la. You know, I think people have that confused. People have that confused. Oh my God. Okay, let me go ahead and call this out because it's on my spirit, so I'm going to do it. A soft life is not just walking through the mall with bags. I love that too, though. I love that too, though. I love a good shop, right? I love a good shopping. Love a good shopping spree. Retail therapy is my thing. Okay, it's my thing, right? And not even retail therapy, but retail pleasure. It's my thing. I've said it to y'all. Y'all know. Y'all already know. But that is not the marker of a soft life, right? That's not it. Because like I said, women can have shoes and bags and all of that and be in an abusive relationship at home, not feeling good in their bodies, You know what I mean? Those things don't matter without all of the other stuff first. So a soft woman doesn't just float through life. She's rooted in her passion, her purpose, her function. Okay? She's anchored in that, right? She wakes up every day ready, willing to serve and to give. And it makes a difference in the world. It really does. This just happened to me yesterday. I was not even coaching, right? I was standing around doing some coordinator things, helping some people over here, helping some people over here. And this little fair-skinned girl comes up to me, and she just, I don't even know what she said. She's just like, "Hi, I'm coming back here on," she says, "Hi, I'm coming back here on Tuesday." She was telling me that because I just had coached her on Tuesday, right? So yesterday she was there again, and she came up to me and she said, "I'm coming back here on Tuesday." And I was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so happy about that. I'm excited to see you when you come back on Tuesday." She's like, "Yeah, okay." And then she like runs along. And I'm like done with the conversation. I'm going to go make me some tea. And she comes back to me again and she says something else. "Hey, I'm da 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 da." And the grandma says, "My granddaughter is just so infatuated with you. I mean, she has not stopped talking about you. She cannot stop coming to you." And it was so cute. And I said, "I love that." I said, "That's okay. I love that. She can come and talk to me. Like, we're good. But that happening just reminds me of what I'm doing, right? And so every day I decide to wake up and be the reason someone smiles, right? I think that's something that all of us could do easily. And that's something that can be an initiation into living a life of service and adding value, right? And here's a code. Here's a code. Here's a code. You have to learn to be of service to get out of survival mode. Service is the exit plan to survival mode. Think about the grandma who never really has a lot, but always feeds her family or feeds her grandkids, right? We've seen that grandma. Y'all let me know if y'all know her, if you've been her, right? Or that woman who will make something out of nothing and will forget that she does not have because she just fed so many people, right? Now, I'm not telling you to live that way. I'm not telling you to live that way at all. Don't do it. I'm saying that to say some of you may be stuck in fight or flight mode because you are not redirecting your energy into how you could actually give. And so you can't get out of the thoughts of fight or flight or not enough, right? Because you're so focused on your own problems. You're so entranced with your own problems that you cannot escape for long enough to see solutions. And so I truly believe that if you discipline yourself on a daily basis to be in sacred service, this helps you to start to see the blessings in life and the blessings in your life. This creates a soft heart. This creates a softness. This creates a receptibility. Now you're actually available to receive your blessings. Okay? Those are the 5 codes. Those are the 5 codes or the 5 habits that soft women know and do daily, right? And what if I told you right now that you could learn to embody these codes too? That you literally could live your life from a place of peace, of love, of wholeness, of purpose, of function, and of pleasure and excitement, right? Imagine you being that person that walks in the room and captures energy, eyes, attention, right? Imagine you being the person that is creating a lot of transformation and healing in other people's lives. Imagine you being a woman that is impactful and that makes a difference, right? What if you actually released your hardness, overthinking, survival mode, right? I'm telling you, you absolutely can do that, right? You can be that. You can live a life of ease, of flow, of magnetism. Okay? So you guys already know the Softness Embodied workshop, 1-day workshop is now open. Okay? I've created this course just for you, just to give you guidance on how to unlock this energy so that you can embody it and integrate it and experience it immediately. You can experience softness immediately, right? It's not something that you have to wait for. It's not something that you have to manifest. It's something that you generate. It's something that you create, right? And so you can do that now, which is why the Softness Embodied course was created. We're going live on October 11th from 1 to 4 p.m. live on Zoom, okay? We'll be able to really have this conversation and have feedback, not just like in these comments, right? We see here. And I want y'all to know we're not just talking. Don't expect to come in and just talk, right? We're not just talking about softness. We're talking about activating this energy, turning it on in your spirit, in your body, in your style, in your relationships, in your purpose. I've seen it happen time and time again, right? I've literally watched myself transform over and over and over again into a better, more soft, aligned version of myself. And it just keeps on unfolding. These steps and these processes don't necessarily change. They just evolve and they grow. And every level we get to, there's something else for us to conquer, for us to understand, right? And so this is your chance to feel that softness in your skin, in your body, in your voice, in your energy, right? And so that's what this activation is all about. Let me see what y'all are saying here. Peace and greetings. Peace, peace. Welcome. Welcome, Cosmic Energy. I forgot to tell y'all to drop some questions in the comments. Drop some questions in the comments if you have them. I did not put number 5. Let me put number 5 here. Sacred service. Yes. If you're ready to embody some softness, put a yes in the comments, right? If you're ready to really live in this energy and it really show up and shine in all that you do, put that in the comments. It's time. It's time. Let me stop this presentation. All right. Ooh, what am I looking at? No questions here? No questions? Okie dokie. Oh, look, I'm seeing comments come through. Yes, I love it. All right, family. Listen, I'm going to drop the link. No, I'm not. I'm not going to drop the link because it's pinned. It's pinned at the top. I am excited to work with you ladies. Like I said, at the end of this weekend, the price is going to be going up for this class. But either way, I'm so excited to have you and support you in really activating and embodying this softness, which is your birthright, right? You're not meant to be in the world, here and here, fighting life. No, that's not for you. That's not who you're meant to be. Okay. All right, family. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and love.